everybody. Mid-Morning Soul back at it again with another video for Subathon. Today is Tuesday, so as promised, this is Talk About It Tuesday. So Talk About It Tuesday, just really briefly, I talk about, a hot topic that came across the gaming community, the atmosphere, whatever. Yes, this is old news, and I am a working woman, so I can't really drop everything at the sound of a hat and react to it as it happens. But I did want to give my take on this because, it's sad. We get stories like these, like last year was full of them. Smash community, that's the only one that really comes to mind. And some from the FGC. Evo didn't happen last year, and I've been watching Evo since when have I been watching Evo? Doesn't matter. But I've been watching Evo for a long time, and to see it just crumble, not really because of the pandemic, but because of the allegation behind Mr. Wizard. And it was just 2020 was like the year of exposés, like back to back to back. There was always something happening each month, right? So, you think 2021 we would be over this shit and we would be able to, get past this pandemic and go back to normal, right? But it's not really looking like that. And just in the first month, one of the highly revered gaming news channels and playthrough, pretty much Nintendo-centered YouTube channels, Gamexplain, was ousted. Really, Andre was ousted as being a slave driver, basically. And it really opens an eye because, you think channels like this, where they don't really delve into drama, they don't get into drama, they just report the news. The grass wasn't really so green on the other side when it came to this channel. And I saw that on some of the comments and Reddit posts and tweets and you name it. I saw that, people are like, oh yeah, this doesn't surprise me because, Andre's been sort of a smug, something. And I feel bad for Derek and John and so on and so forth, right? And, it's revealed this to be such a dream to, work, not really work, but, play video games and do a little bit of work, but mostly you're making money off of something that you love to do, a hobby. And, when you heard some of these stipulations that Andre put some of these guys through, man almighty, I'm like, was the money really that necessary? Was putting, a so-called friend or, a friend of a friend in such dire straits to be one of the first people to get a review out? Was it that necessary? Was it, were you hurting that much? That's how a lot of these channels are, though. I will say, especially these rumor, spitting channels, they'll stay up all hours of the night, and that Gamexplain was no exception. They would post videos at and I'm talking in terms of Eastern Standard Time, because we're not really in the right time zone to be portraying news and whatnot. We're like, if something happens 1 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, well, okay, it's still respectable hour for West Coast and Hawaii for the most part. But, they operated, they had people in different areas of the world, mostly in America and Europe. So that's two of the major areas that were covered. Of course, it would have been a dream come true if you had somebody stationed in Japan. I don't know if that was the case for Gamexplain, but wouldn't surprise me. You would want like those connections, or you would want that team based in major markets around the world. What we're looking at right here, y'all, with Steve Bowling, that was crazy. He got a review copy of Final Fantasy VII Remake, and he was told, okay, you got, I think it was around 2 days to beat this game, put out a review. And it got to the point for Bowling where he didn't like it anymore. He couldn't take it anymore. Like, his wife was like, okay, I'm gonna support you now, but afterwards, that's enough. I think I remember reading a tweet from him, and it's just sad how, stuff like this sours the mood, and it just makes you, once you get to a point where you don't like your hobby anymore because you're doing it as work, I feel as though, it sours the whole experience, and probably might not want to play video games for the rest of his life. Well, not the rest of his life, but like for a while at least, for sure. And he had 2 days to complete that game, which is pretty dense. I mean, I'm thinking, I used to be subscribed to Gamexplain. It's just ridiculous how some of these folks are operating these channels. A lot of these men that were on Gamexplain, they were talking like, oh, I got $550 for like a full 40-hour work period. I'm like, what? That is pathetic. And you think, this boils back to when I mentioned in a Y'all Mind If I Grind video, when I'm talking about if you want to do this full time, you really gotta see all the options. You really gotta, see behind the scenes the work it takes to get up to that level in order to be able to make the money that these big shot YouTubers are making. And it's crazy that you see, like, okay, they started out this way, but as they get more popular, they'll catch on to what makes easy money, what makes quick money, what makes the quick clicks and views and stuff. And it's just sad how YouTube just become like a cash grab for who can just who gets the content first, who is able to get the most views. And I mean, with how some, like, this is like in terms of like how these group channels, because we've seen this time and time again, y'all. These group channels channels, they come and they go, and they have their differences. One wants to be that workaholic but don't really put the work in, and I've unsubscribed from them because for the most part it's like what got me subscribed to them in the first place was that they had unique coverage that no other channel really did have at the time, especially when it came to the Wii U period. But when it came to like the Switch and whatnot, right before the Switch, yeah. And I also enjoyed some of their playthrough, like Derek, I think. I enjoyed his Game and Watch playthroughs. So yeah, they were shipping out to be a nice variety channel, right? But I never would have guessed. And they were like peddling more rumors, if anything. And that's the thing, y'all. I mean, I really wish that we would stop, trying to get the next inside scoop. If it's not concrete, don't bother. I mean, the funny thing is that I see going around is that on Twitter, we could have had a live action Legend of Zelda TV show, but because the premise got leaked, they canned it. I'm like, you see, this is what happens. And I think if companies are, bold enough to, reprimand those who are quick to leak stuff out in terms of, okay, well, in that case, then nobody gets it, forget it. Because we can't keep things a secret. Let's just can the idea. It's the actions of one or a small group ruins it for the vast majority. And some companies, they deal with it a different way. Like Capcom, they had their stuff leaked and then ran with it. Also, I think Far Cry 6 had their stuff leaked, Activision, and then they just ran with it. So, but it just, leaks are so crappy. I wish we could really go back to a time in which we didn't have to worry about that. Excuse me. We didn't have to worry about leaks. We just got the news as it came to us and enjoyed it for the announcement. He was rushed to do his own, to get this review out, right? Be one of the first to get this review out. But Square Enix was like, what do you think you're doing? I don't think so, And that was just if you make good content, the views should come naturally. And it's last I heard, because I unsubscribed too, but last I heard, Gamexplain hid their subscriber count. And you do that because, well, that momentous time they hit 1 million subscribers, who knows, they may be sub 1 million now. Then again, they might not be. Then again, they may have gotten into the good graces of the masses again. But I remember the author of this, Patrick Klepek, and Steve were going, back and forth. And it wasn't a bad back and forth. No. I mean, they going back and forth, folks really liked how Klepek handled Steve's story. So, it's really appreciative that, that the author portrays this in a tasteful way. Not to, bash, like completely Gamexplain. But yeah, if you want the article, it's kind of old news, but that's why you don't really give people, these are normal people like you and me, right? You don't give them that sort of power that, because you have X amount of subscribers, you're God, basically. No. It shouldn't work like that. Like, they're not above a reproach, just like you're not above reproach. With things are, going as the ways that they are. Most of the guys from a good majority of Gamexplain, they went on to Good Vibes Gaming, and John, he went on to Nintendo Life, and like that lot is like content with where they are right now. It's a shame that they're friends, they on okay terms, I'll say like that. I'm not sure if they're friends, but they're on okay terms because they didn't just flat out, shit talk Andre and Gamexplain. But imagine if the breakup was much more vicious and I couldn't imagine. It will probably still be some back and forth going on, right? So, I mean, you really don't know a YouTuber until what they've done in the dark comes out to light. You really don't know these folks. I mean, take their content, take it for what it is at face value, but don't translate that good work unless you know them. Like, I guess for some odd reason they're very transparent, but unless you know them, I wouldn't put too much stock in it. Just enjoy it for the entertainment value. It really is just like at face value. But yeah, y'all, that's the $5.50 a month. Oh, I said week per month. Good Lord have mercy. I would up and quit like immediately, like within a month. But it's really a damn shame. Like, Andre knew better. He knew better. And he wanted like exclusivity. Like, he didn't want them going to another gaming company or whatever. Yeah. The money's nice, but honestly, if you're willing to let it put a rift in between you and your friends, then y'all shouldn't have been in business to begin with. So, there you have it. That's gonna be it for me, y'all. I just wanted to put my 2 cents in and, go over this because I was a subscriber. I mean, I didn't think much of them. I just thought, okay, they brought the news and, whatever. Yeah, it was for a fun laugh whenever I watched their gameplays. But my word, we truly do not know, folks. We don't know what they put out. What they put out is what we see, but we don't know these folks. That's what I want to phrase it. But yeah, y'all, that is gonna do it for me. Let me know how this turned out. I figure it's gonna be a hot mess, but it's to get myself talking and do these sort of formatted videos. Let me know your thoughts on this. If you have any lingering thoughts, like just in terms of like how they work, if they, if you would still consider doing YouTube after knowing like, oh, it can get this hard to do it full time because, you know, you're dealing with a pretty much oversaturated market at this point. You got to bring in uniqueness to the table. And if you're working in a group versus by yourself, you know, by yourself, it's you against the world, right? But when you're with a group, you gotta, you know, compromise, give and take, so that everyone has a good group dynamic. But not gonna harp on it too long, because yeah, it's kind of late and now I gotta edit this. So thank you all for watching. Really appreciate you stopping on by. Y'all know my philosophy on this YouTube shit. View what you wanna, do what you wanna, and I'll see you lovely lads and lassies in the next episode. So until then, my friends, take care, take it easy, and peace.